Welcome back, readers, for another great story that you get to listen to. This one's called Sophie's Special Sponge Cake. Ooh, a lot of S's there. Sophie's Special Sponge Cake. It's a story about a family that owns a wonderful cake shop, kind of like a bakery. Now, I want you to think to yourself about a time in which you went to a bakery and saw the cakes and the donuts and all the pastries and all that good stuff. Well, that's what this story is about. I want you to listen very carefully to my voice as I read this story, because I'm going to use, as I always do, a lot of expression in my voice. And that way, you'll better be able to understand what I'm reading. Also, keep in mind that things happen in a story in a certain order. Paying attention to this order can help you better understand the story. So listen carefully for times and in the story and for words such as first, then, next, and last. Those words will help you understand the different events in the story and place them in the correct order. So let's go ahead and begin. Sophie's Special Sponge Cake by Christine Sutton. Under Nanny's watchful eye, Sophie had mixed and measured, beaten and blended her light as air sponge cake. After it was baked, she had filled it with delicious buttercream and sweet raspberry jam, then topped it off with snowy white icing. Nanny had been so impressed that she had to set it on the special shelf while Granddad was busy sugaring donuts. She said it was just as special in its own way as any of the big ones. That morning, a young lady with a baby came in and asked Granddad if he had a special cake for a special occasion. "Naturally, madam," he told her. "This is Golightly's, you know." Sophie watched Granddad go to the shelf and reach up for a cake. "Oh, let it be mine," she thought. But no. Granddad took down the christening cake and placed it proudly on the counter. "This is the perfect cake for your happy event," he told the lady. And of course, the lady had to agree. At lunchtime, an elderly gentleman came in and asked Granddad if he had a special cake for a special occasion. "Why, of course, sir," Granddad told the man. "This is Golightly's after all." Once again, Sophie watched him approach the shelf. "Please, please, please, let it be mine," she thought. But Granddad selected the cake with the golden roses. "This is the perfect cake for your golden anniversary," he said to the gentleman, and of course, the gentleman had to agree. Later that afternoon, a smartly dressed woman entered the shop and asked Granddad if he had a special cake for a special occasion. "Certainly, madam," Granddad replied. "This is Golightly's, the best cake shop in town." Once again, Granddad went to the shelf, and once again, Sophie held her breath. "Oh, let it be mine," she pleaded silently. But no. With great care, Granddad lifted the towering wedding cake and set it on the counter. "This is the perfect cake for your daughter's wedding," he said. And of course, the lady had to agree. Sophie was so disappointed. It was nearly closing time, and Granddad had sold every one of his cakes but hers. Then, just as Granddad was about to lock up, a young man rushed in, holding the hand of a little girl. Say, I'd like a special cake for a very special occasion, please, he said. It's Rebecca's 5th birthday. Oh, dear, said Granddad, looking embarrassed. I'm afraid I've sold every cake in my whole shop today. The young man looked surprised. But isn't this Golightly's? The shop that has the perfect cake for any occasion? Granddad shuffled his feet. I'm dreadful sorry, he mumbled. We've been so busy, you see. Sophie tugged on his sleeve. Granddad, we do have one cake left, she whispered. Look. And for the first time, Granddad noticed Sophie's baked it all myself sponge cake. He gave a gasp of admiration. What have we here? He said. This looks like a very special cake indeed. As he set the cake on the counter, Sophie said, This is the perfect cake for your birthday, Rebecca. And of course, Rebecca and Granddad had to agree. The end. I hope you enjoyed that story. Now, as I always do, I have some questions for you to think about. Think about the order in which the 3 customers come into the store. They come in at the same time? How does the author let you know that they come in at different times? My next question. How does the author connect these events to earlier ones? How is he connecting them? What words did he use? And that's all for now. Thank you so much for listening.